แพรค่ะสวัสดีทุกท่านนะคะ A very good afternoon, esteemed guests, our speakers, and ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here to explore how learning cities can drive innovation together with the human capital. We will hear from the regional strategies from the UNESCO, RICA, and our global expert today from Shanghai model, and also very practical implementations from two Thai mayors who are championing the lifelong learning on the ground. Before we start the opening remarks, may I introduce Dr. Rika Yorosu once again. She's an education program specialist at the UNESCO Regional Office in Bangkok, an office for the United Nations Coordination for Asia Pacific. Rika has provided support to developing the middle-income countries, such as in Asia and Africa, in education strategy and development lifelong learning policies, especially in addressing inclusive participation in adult learning and making youth and adult literacy programs and also gender responsive. So now Rika will give us the opening remarks and also the introductory remarks. So Rika, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Dr. Panintra, and thank you for inviting UNESCO to join today's webinar. We sincerely appreciate Equitable Education Fund of Thailand, University of Pat Yau, and Shanghai Municipal Institute for Lifelong Education for supporting the 7 cities in Thailand to drive the local learning initiatives. UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities is a network of cities. City members are local administrations, and members include large cities like Bangkok and Shanghai. We also have members from small cities like Tak and Lamphun. It's a network for sharing inspiration, know-how, and good practices. At the global level, it's coordinated by the UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning, or the UIL, and in the region, UNESCO in Bangkok is supporting to build a network in Southeast Asia. Learning City is really about people and the power of local actions by groups of people learning together, reflecting, sharing, and taking actions for common goods and services. Learning cities directly contribute to SDG 4, quality education, by promoting lifelong learning for all, and SDG 11, the sustainable cities and communities, by empowering citizens to co-create more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable urban spaces. In October 2024, Thailand hosted the very first ASEAN Plus 3 Regional Learning Cities Conference in Bangkok. This was an event co-organized with UNESCO that energized the entire region. Over 250 city leaders, educators, and partners came together, united by one vision, to accelerate the Learning City movement across Asia and beyond. This landmark conference didn't just share ideas, it ignited a new regional collaboration platform designed to power real change, a platform where cities can exchange knowledge, learn from one another, and build strong partnerships across the ASEAN and with key dialogue partners, including Australia, China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. It was really a milestone and the beginning of a truly dynamic regional journey. Today's session is an excellent example of the commitments made in that conference to strengthen regional partnership among the learning cities. This Bangkok conference was shared in the 6th International Conference on Learning Cities, the biennial conference organized by UIL at the global level. And the conference adopted a new medium-term strategy for the global network of learning cities from 2025 to 2030 and launched the new GNLC Academy. The conference theme at that time was really about strengthening the multi-stakeholder cooperation for climate action. Second, to enhance the climate change education across the diverse learning spaces and address the learning needs of young people and the vulnerable groups. And lastly, building green skills for the transition to sustainable communities. During the 2025-2030, the GNLC Academy will become a driving force for advancing learning cities worldwide. And over the next 5 years, the Academy will guide cities through the 3 strategic priorities. The first priority is really about capacity building, and starting with the climate action and green skills this year and in 2026. And the focus will move to AI and digital transformation for learning cities in 2027 and 2028. And last 2 years will be the theme will be decided by the learning city members. To support this journey, the GNLC will establish expert groups composed of policymakers, researchers, and practitioners from the member cities, and these groups will accelerate progress in each thematic cycle and support and build capacity building inventory to identify what cities need most and connect with them with the right technical expertise. The second strategic priority of the GNLC is about empowering cities through better data, stronger monitoring, and bold leadership. We are developing a new set of learning city key performance indicators to help cities measure progress with clarity and purpose. And to elevate the leadership across the network, we are launching a Mayor's Forum, a space where city leaders can inspire one another, share solutions, and champion the learning city movement. I warmly welcome the GNLC members in your countries to host the Mayor's Forum session in the coming years and help shape this global platform. The third priority of the strategy is to expand the multilateral and regional collaboration, because no city learns alone, and we've already seen what happens when cities come together. At the ASEAN Regional Conference, partnerships deepen, ideas sparked, and new possibilities open up. This is the power of cities learning with cities, not in isolation, but in connection. And with this momentum, let us position Southeast Asia as a vibrant center of lifelong learning, a region where learning cities grow. Last week, I was in Chiang Mai, attending the very first Learning City Winter Camp in Asia, organized by Thai Learning City Network, contributing to this global GNLC Academy work. The event marked an exciting milestone for learning cities across Asia. The winter camp brought together 9 cities from 4 countries, creating a vibrant space for dialogue. Chengdu from China, Luang Prabang and Vientiane from Lao PDR, the 2 cities that are aspiring to join the GNLC network, and from 5 cities from northern Thailand, Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Lampan, Lamphun, and Pat Yao, and Ho Chi Minh City from Vietnam, which is planning to host the next ASEAN Plus Learning Cities Conference in 2026. So throughout the 3-day camp, we exchange knowledge, share practical experiences, and co-create approaches to advance the learning city concept. And participants really explore Chiang Mai's inspiring learning spaces, from the restored community canal, which has revitalized and supported the ethnic communities, and developed the art and craft learning spaces where local artists can learn, create, and earn income, and take pride in showcasing their work. And beyond the cities already on their learning city journey, this gathering served as an even greater purpose to foster collaboration and inspire new commitment and spark momentum among the cities that have not yet joined the movement, but are ready to take this first step. Together, we're expanding the learning city community and creating pathways for every city to learn, grow, and transform. UNESCO will be working with other UN agencies to create stronger synergies on cities for sustainable development, fostering learning across healthy cities, child-friendly cities, sustainable cities, and creative cities, among others. Imagine a city where learning transforms lives. This example is from Querétaro City in Mexico, which won the UNESCO Learning City Award in 2024. They put its most vulnerable neighborhoods at the heart of the change in building learning city. The city launched 40 initiatives, reopening cultural centers, creating environmental programs, ensuring learning reaches the most who need it most. And at the center of all this was a development council for learning, It's a permanent platform that united the government, educators, business, and civil society. And from this collaboration came the Laboratory of Learning, which designed citywide initiatives like the Citizen Participation Law, which gave communities a real voice in decision-making, and the Best Learning Spaces in Vulnerable Sites, which brought workshops and training directly to the marginalized areas in the city. Querétaro shows us how learning can build resilience, empower communities, and drive sustainable growth. These practices are documented in the GNLC portal. And in this last part of my presentation, I'd like to introduce several resources that I believe will be helpful for your cities as you continue your journey as a learning city. Starting from the Greening Communities Guidance, this is the latest publication launched under the Greening Education Partnership. The guidance helps cities bring climate action to life through learning. It answers key questions like, where can green learning happen across the communities? What should people learn? And how can cities design green learning strategies and actionable plans that fit the local needs? It also shares inspiring examples from carbon literacy training to intergenerational learning in community gardening, showing how meaningful climate action can grow from everyday community learning spaces. And to support cities in understanding how to build a learning city, UNESCO has a series of short tutorial videos covering from planning, involving people and institutions, celebrating learning, ensuring access and equity and lifelong education, and monitoring and financing of learning cities. URL is running a series of webinars, sharing the experiences from the learning cities. And the webinar in English has been kindly translated to Thai by the Program Management Unit on Area-Based Development, or PMUA, for cities in Thailand and Laos to follow. The next webinar will take place on the 17th of December, looking at how cities are breaking down barriers for refugees and migrants. Please join this webinar. UNESCO also offers a wide range of global platforms and knowledge dedicated to cities, from the UNESCO Creative Cities to World Heritage Sites and so on. We encourage you to explore these networks and discover where your city can connect and find a platform that best suits your city's ambitions. And lastly, if you'd like to learn more about what an enabled learning environment looks like and how countries can build one, this resource by URL is a great place to start. As I come to the end of this presentation, I leave you with one thought. When cities learn, people thrive. And after today's webinar, I invite you to explore the Learning City resources and keep exchanging ideas and strengthen our regional momentum. Find what resonates with your community and let it spark new collaboration and new possibilities. Thank you for your time and your passion and your commitment. Let's keep this spirit of collaboration alive, from Shanghai to Thailand and beyond. And I hope we continue this Learning City journey together, because when we learn together, we can really shape a future that inspires our beloved cities. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Rika, for welcome remarks and the eye-opening information. I would like to wrap up Rika's message that the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities, or the UNESCO GNLC, is an international network dedicated to promote lifelong learning for all and to align with SDG 4 and SDG 11 for the global. The network operates on the framework of the UNESCO Institute of Lifelong Learning that mobilizes resources across all sectors, from families, communities, to workplaces, to foster a culture of inclusive learning and lifelong learning. Rika also mentioned the 3 key strategies for the midterm of the UNESCO. We would like to see like these 3 core pillars to happen within 2030. The first strategy is capacity building, which I think Shanghai will be one of the hub of the capacity building together with in collaboration with the UNESCO Institute of Lifelong Learning. The second strategy is improving data monitoring leaderships for the mayor's vision, which is very interesting that we will have like the mayor forum. This is a global platform for the mayors to have the clear vision on lifelong learning, which is very interesting. And the third strategy is to strengthen multilateral collaboration because we are not living in isolation when working or driving the learning cities. We need friends to learn, to connect, and to grow. And Rika also mentioned the activities that we extend our network, like ASEAN Plus 3, last year, big events with our key partners, Learning City in Action in Chiang Mai, which we have various countries joining us maybe last week. And the next ASEAN Plus T will be in Vietnam, I think next year. Yeah, so Rika also mentioned one of the example in Mexico, which have the vision of nature for urbanities. You can study it in the resources that Rika introduces to you just now. Rika said that we can grow, learn, and transform lives together through a learning city. Thank you, Rika. Yeah. Now we turn to our key model for today from Shanghai, Dr. Jiacheng Li. May I introduce him briefly? Dr. Li is the Executive Vice President and Professor at Shanghai Municipal Institute for Lifelong Learning Education, located at East China Normal University, Shanghai, China. By cooperating with education actors, policymakers, he leads research team at the university and at the institute, colleagues, postdoctoral, doctoral students, and master students in the areas of lifelong learning education, adult education, school reform, and also student and teacher development, and school family community cooperation with multi-stakeholder as well. So, Dr. Li, you ready? The floor is yours, please.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, the chair. Thank you, Rika, the friends from EEF, from the universities, and the dear mayors. It's so nice to talk about the learning city, the topic with you. And we met just 2 weeks ago. So it's a very good way to continue the dialogue with you, especially focusing on the learning cities development. Today, I'd like to share something related to Shanghai's development. And I am from Shanghai Municipal Institute for Lifelong Education. So welcome all the friends to Shanghai again. Today, I'd like to share with you the pictures from the campus, from my university. This bridge, maybe some mayors can remember it because you walk from here, cross the bridge to the meeting room. And then you walked just by this campus, so that my office is in this building. Just 2 weeks ago, it's our honor to welcome all the friends to ECNU to Shanghai. So I'd like to share a video. Maybe you can find yourself in it.
Yes, Dr. Li, you can proceed.
You can hear?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Yeah.
Okay, great. It's a very good memory for us.
Yeah, you can proceed. Yeah, very clear. Dr. Lee, are you here
Yes.
with us? Yeah. We can hear you
That is
clearly.
okay.
Yeah. I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
You can continue.
That's about another 1 minute. So just wait for a minute. Is okay.
Sure. Yeah. Please.
Is the principal from the town community schools. And last time we shared more ideas about learning cities development because in Shanghai is at the different levels. So from the city level, district level, town level, and later we'll listen to the mayors too. So we are very looking forward to listening to you, your feedback, your suggestions, and your ideas. So this is the video, and on behalf of my colleagues, we'd like to welcome all of you to Be Shanghai Again as the key platform and institute research center for Shanghai's learning cities development. Always we publish the books and reports related to Shanghai's development. So if you have interest, we can share with you the PDF file related to Shanghai's learning city development. We involved into different projects, just as Rika said, URL and organized different projects. Shanghai involved into the ESD cluster, so that we are working with Hamburg, Espoo, and other cities in this area. This is the reports and books related to it. Some mayors asked one question, do we need a framework to do the work related to the learning cities? From my perspective, yes, we should have. For example, the ESD project, always we published the framework for the coming years so that we have a new idea and the very clear way to do the work. This is related to the climate change education. Just as Rika said, it's related to the greening community guidance. And this is the book published last year. Just this year, we have this book related to the collaboration among the school and the businessmen. Some mayors said we should have some collaboration among school, family, and communication. I think it's a very wonderful idea for the learning cities development, schools involvement, families support, and community education are very important. In Shanghai, we encourage more collaboration among the stakeholders. This is one case. And today, I'd like to focus on one question. It's related to the Shanghai's development, especially how can develop a relationship between the human development and the city's development by supporting lifelong learning. I'd like to share 3 points. The first point is related to the policy and theoretical research. The second one is about the practice or practical issues. The last one is about the cultural awareness, especially the international collaboration. For example, the collaboration between China and Thailand, between Shanghai and your city. And for the first point, I'd like to say Shanghai developed the strategy about learning city from 1999. It's about over 20 years ago. It was driven by the need to adapt to the city's economic and social development with one aim focusing on promoting human resources. So it's related to today's topic, especially in the 1990s, Shanghai has had a very big problem related to the economic development because between 1996 to 2000, there was 1 million workers unemployment because of the economic development. It's a very, very big problem for the city. How can you imagine 1 million people without work? Just based on this background, the city decided to foster and encourage more training centers to develop the new strategies to support the people. For example, from this picture, you can find the unemployment women. They worked together to organize some activities to support themselves, but they need the support from the government, from the local community, from the family. So it is related to the vocational training and upskilling. It is a very important area and a period, important period for Shanghai's development. Just during that process, in 1999, Shanghai government published the policy related to the learning cities. So at first, it is related to the human resource to solve some problems, economic and social problems. After 2000 years, Shanghai can have a new plan to develop its international economic, financial, trade, and shipping centers. So this is a new trend. This picture, some mayors may hand read from last meeting is related to Ms. Lu Yi's presentation in Songjiang district. So by now, 16 districts in Shanghai are focusing more on the development of economic, financial, trade, and shipping, and technical development. So it's another period, another session of the Shanghai's development. Just by this way, Shanghai is aiming to develop as innovation, humanity, and sustainable city. It demands and requires more talents, not only the workers, but also many different talents. So related to the human resources, the city developed and the construction of a learning city has increasingly emphasized the cultivation of diverse talents and the development of a people's city. I mean, by this way, Shanghai had developed from the human resources to more talents development and training. And more talents is related to different demands of the city's development. For example, from this picture, you can find the grandparents, you can find the youth, they joined the city's development. And as for the elderly people, they can be talents too in the community governance, in the family education. So by this way, Shanghai's learning city is focusing more on the talents development, talents training, not only the workers. Just by this way, the theory research are supporting this strategy related to the Shanghai's learning cities development. My institute is named SMILE, Shanghai Municipal Institute for Lifelong Education. It is one institute to support Shanghai's learning cities development, very similar to the chair's work related to the EF work and the network in your country of learning cities. Just by this way, for example, we have many involvement in different research projects. This one, Greening Community Guidance, Rika said just now, we joined into it and we can submit some cases and we can relate this research to Shanghai's development. So 1 week later, we will invite 16 district community colleges to ECNU to discuss about this guidance so that the research is support the learning cities development. And the second point is related to the practice quality and effectiveness. Just as the mayor said, and concerned, Shanghai has established a complete lifelong education system. It includes continuing education, and some mayors had visited the Shanghai Open University. So it conducted many projects related to continuing education. ECNU, East China Normal University, has continuing education programs too. So many universities are doing this kind of work in this city. Some other issues are related to the community education, elderly education, family education, and vocational training. So it's very diverse, but all of them are support the priorities of learning cities development. By now in Shanghai, we have 10,000 full-time and part-time community and elderly education teachers. They are very important force or power to the learning cities development because more experiments, more research, more pilot works are conducted by them. By now, in Shanghai, by the end of 2024, Shanghai had 12 adult colleges, and there are about over 100,000 undergraduate and graduate students are involved into the online programs. And at the different levels, especially the street and town level, there are about over 300 institutions that offering elderly education. So this system is very helpful to cities development. By now, Shanghai values grassroots innovation. So last time, the principals from the town level, the dean from the district level, all of them can do more creative work at different levels. Some mayors asked what is the relationship between the government and the community and the different stakeholders. In Shanghai, because it's so big, it's 25 million people. So just by the governance, the government is encouraging different kinds of innovation. So as for the mayor's work, it's important related to the very high design policy and laws, decision making, but at the grassroots, it calls for more innovative practices. Just by this way, Shanghai has more power to develop the learning city. For example, this last year's climate education week, climate education forum conducted by SMILE, and this year's forum about intergenerational learning, about related to climate change education. How many institutions and stakeholders will involve into it? For example, we have schools, primary and elementary schools, vocational colleges, universities. We have community learning centers and elderly schools, families, NGOs, research institutions, and businessmen, government officials. All of them will involve into this kind of work. So just by this way, the practical issue in Shanghai at different levels are very innovative and valued by the government. The last one is related to the cultural awareness and international collaboration. So learning cities development requires a culture to support everybody to learn from the work, by the life, and between the people, among the people. Just by this way, Shanghai is promoting a culture of lifelong learning through its annual Shanghai Lifelong Learning Week. Every year, there was 1 week celebrating the different kinds of learning and related different activities at different levels. By this way, Shanghai is fostering a very good awareness of culture related to lifelong learning. Actually, in Chinese culture, it values learning from very many years ago till now. So Chinese or China and Shanghai cities is value the culture of learning, lifelong learning, especially about learning's action, learning's practice to pursuing excellence. For example, this is a picture related to the intergenerational learning. The elderly people are learning from the young people, and the young people can learn more from the grandparents related to the culture, to the especially the traditional culture. So it's very valuable in Shanghai's development. Recently, more AI or ICT has been applied into the lifelong learning development. Just by this way, the AI, the technical issues can help the learners to learn better. And another issue is related to the collaboration, especially among the Chinese cities and Thailand cities. So for Shanghai, it developed the strategy about a learning city in 1999. But in 2019, Shanghai joined into the global network of learning cities. Just by this way, we have the relationship now, so that we can work and we can learn from each other, especially in the GNLC, in this network. By now, we involved into the GNLC's work activity. For example, this is the 10 years anniversary hosted by ECAU, and we welcome the friends from different countries from URL so that we can talk and work in the field for some shared interest and aims. Just now, Rika said about this guidance. We joined into this team to do some contribution, especially we submitted some cases. And for the city's development, it is a very good way to encourage more people to do the contribution. For example, this is from Wujintang Elderly School and Community School. You had been there. So this case had been submitted by my team, and it was accepted by URL. It's very honorable for us. So just by this way, I had a very good session to share something with the friends and welcome all friends to ECAU, to Shanghai again. Last time, the time is very limited. But next time, maybe we have more time. We can visit more schools, more communities, and talk with more people so that we can continue the work together. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Could you please stay with us for another 5 minutes for
Yes,
your
yes, I'll be here.
comprehensive and inspiring presentation and the videos, but I would like to recap what you have talked to us, to the audiences. Yeah. After that, we will retry to open the videos. Yeah. And could you please explain along why the video has been opened? Yeah. So we have just heard from Shanghai Municipal Institute for Lifelong Learning Education, or SMILE, at East China Normal University, Shanghai. It is a very powerful masterclass that we have today, and on how a city can align the city development together with the human development through innovation. So the concept that Dr. Lee has just said is innovation, humanity, and sustainability. This is the concept of Shanghai Learning City. And he also said about the three levels of human development in Shanghai Learning City. The first level is the mega city level or the policy level. Since 1999, Shanghai has faced the city's transformation from traditional manufacturing hub to the high-tech. So millions of workers need to reskill and upskill. So the policy makers of the city, I mean the municipality, has built up the learning society, the lifelong learning society to be the key upgrading their workforces in Shanghai. So this is the first thing which the UNESCO GNLC call the policy commitment or the mayor's commitment through the learning cities. The second one is what Dr. Lee calls the enhancing practice quality effectiveness, which I will call the district level. You will see that Shanghai has moved beyond theory to action and with the key stakeholders, which is one of the key when making up or building up the learning cities. The key stakeholders that span from municipal level to district and streets and also towns is truly inclusive, involving everyone from universities to private sectors, also NGOs and the families, to be the grassroots for innovation and doing creative work together. And also fostered by elderly education using digital transformation to ensure that everyone is not left behind during the digital age. And the third level is the community level, or what Dr. Lee calls global responsibility and innovation. When joining the UNESCO GNLC in 2019, Shanghai has not only adopted best practices, but created them. Dr. Lee highlighted cutting-edge pilot projects such as education for sustainable development, climate action, or climate change education through intergenerational learning, cross-learning between elderly and the young age of generation, through also cultural awareness and international collaboration. So also through Shanghai Lifelong Learning Week, which is very interesting, and also together with building up the learning through AI in the cities. So in summary, Shanghai has shown us that a learning city is the really, truly people city, and it is a global model for us today. Thank you once again, Dr. Lee, for your powerful message to us today. And now we are going to reopen the videos and you can explain while the video has been running. Yeah, please.
Okay. So I can say something related to food.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, today's Interforum of the EEF is the direct outcome of what we have learned from Dr. Lee at Smile in Shanghai last week. And it is very fruitful international collaboration among our organizations. Yeah. Thank you once again, Dr. Lee. Have a nice trip. Yeah. Thank you very much.